Well, it may sound the stuff of fantasy, but imagine leaving work for lunch today and returning with a totally new look.
Well, cosmetic surgery has come so far that customers are now being offered the chance to take off years in hours. Joining us, plastic surgeon Dr. Christopher Moss with his patient Jill Mendoza, and also with us today, medical contributor Dr. Rick Gordon. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, Kate.
Hi.
Well, Dr. Moss, I'll start with you if I may. A quickie facelift, who's getting it and how much does it cost?
It's men and women in their later 40s and 50s, and people from all walks of life. The costs vary depending on what options, whether somebody wants to stay in hospital or not, for instance, for the procedure, and it's an overnight stay, but it's usually around about $12,000 to $14,000 for everything. That includes the hospital fees, the anaesthetist, the surgeon, the assistant, the aftercare.
How does it differ from normal surgery, plastic surgery?
There's two forms of surgery in plastic surgery, reconstructive and cosmetic, if you like. Now, this is a newer development in facelift where we can now deliver natural and substantial benefits via very short incisions. So it really answers the call by active men and women for a facelift without having to go through the full facelift and all it involves.
Jill, you've had the surgery.
Yes.
Why did you decide to have it?
Jessica, I think basically because rightly or wrongly, I had difficulty subscribing to the philosophy of age gracefully. From my perspective, I just wanted to make a change. I didn't feel comfortable looking in the mirror.
We're just having a look now at some before and after pictures.
Oh, OK then, that's fine. I prefer you look at the after ones rather than the before. But yes, no, for me, I felt that externally, it didn't really promote how I felt internally, and I guess there's lots of different philosophies about ageing, but I think it's a very personal choice and a very personal decision, and for me, I felt that I would feel a lot happier internally and my self-confidence would be promoted if I went ahead and had the surgery.
So has it boosted your self-esteem? Are you really happy with the results?
Look, I think it has boosted my self-esteem. I think obviously it's more than skin deep, okay? But I think that to respond to that question is when I look in the mirror, I feel good. I feel I'm in harmony with the rest of my body. I feel comfortable. I'm determined to go down kicking. I don't want to grow old. Sorry about this, guys. I don't want to grow old gracefully.
So disgracefully, you'd like to grow old.
Absolutely, absolutely. So from that point of view, I am absolutely delighted, absolutely delighted. So it's a very personal thing, but I'm absolutely delighted.
Jill,
yes.
Jess is going to ask you how old you are because it would be rude if I did that.
I don't care. I don't have problems with the age issues. I told people beforehand, and I'm very happy to tell people now, I'm 56 years of age.
Well, you look fantastic. Dr. Rick, can I ask you this? Jill is someone who has obviously had a boost to her self-esteem short term. Is there any evidence to suggest that long term you still retain that sense of self-esteem?
I think from the studies that I've looked at, and I'm sure Chris could argue this as well, but certainly the short-term ones, there is certainly good evidence that people who feel good about themselves physically actually do boost their self-esteem. So the short-term studies are definitely there. The longer-term studies, I think we're just waiting for that data to come in. I think if the reason you do this cosmetic surgery is for your own self reasons, I think that's the best one. It's the people who have pressure on them by their spouse or by their friends to have it done. I think they're the ones that perhaps need to re-look at why they're doing it.
I was reading in the paper the other day and I was quite alarmed that there are people as young as 14, girls as young as 14 having plastic surgery.
Yeah, I mean, again, that perhaps should be addressed to a plastic surgeon, but I think that's got to be wrong, hasn't it? I mean, you know, I guess I worry a little bit about Jill when age suddenly does catch up with her. I hope to heck that doesn't mean she falls in a heap.
Do I look as if I've fallen in a heap?
Oh, not at the moment, no. And I think for a few months...
It's all holding up quite well at the moment.
Exactly. And I think that's what it's all about. How long does this hold up for? And do we therefore accept that sooner or later, we're not reversing the ageing process, we're just looking better for a short time, months, years or whatever.
Dr. Moss, when a patient comes to you who's considering having a facelift, will you talk to them in quite detail about the risks, what could be involved and possibly the expectations, that it might not meet expectations?
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is a proper surgery and it's not to be trivialised. All the risks are gone through very, very carefully, and we openly tell people what they're going to be able to achieve realistically. But the very, very exciting thing about these facelifts is that we're seeing, and the experience of these deep support facelifts now goes back 20 years, the results hold up. and I think that that's a very positive thing.
All right, good to talk to you all today. Can you do
Thank
anything
you all
about
for joining
wonky
us.
sideburns?
That's a pleasure.